What is up, guys? Luke here from Warriors Are Us, and we're going to be checking out a war recap video this time around. And as you can see, we got our 90th war win, so we're getting close. About 10 more, obviously just 10 more war wins to the century mark, so that's going to be exciting. But let's go ahead and check out the war log and see what's going on there. So we've had a little bit of trouble recently, a couple of losses in the past that I would like to have avoided. That's our 12 war win streak there, and then another loss. But these losses have been kind of, something we could have avoided, just not really executing well. But then we had a close win against Fight Club, and then we were able to get a back-to-back war win, which was nice to kind of break that section there. So without further ado, let's look at that 90th war win. So they won by 3 stars, and it was only 10 versus 10 map. We had a lot of guys down for upgrading heroes and things, so we weren't actually all there. They were able to 2-star all of our 9 Town Hall 9s, and they didn't even get the 3 stars on the Town Hall 8s. So that was definitely the advantage, and we were able to get some 3 stars on the Town Hall 9s. A couple of the Town Hall 9s got away. We weren't able to clean them up, but it ended up being a very good war. So I'll go ahead and start off with a couple of Town Hall 9 attacks. Excuse me. So the first attack that we're going to be doing is an attack by Subi, and he's got his hogs, and he's going to go ahead and do that. So he's going to draw out the hogs, and I'll just speed this up a little bit because he's going to draw all the way out to the corner. And the reason he's doing that is getting away from the defenses, so he can go ahead and drop his poison, kill that loon, and drop a couple wizards to just go ahead and take out that dragon as well. So once that's done, he's going to go ahead and just do a 2-finger drop from the top. Now, I think maybe he could have done a little bit of surgical at the top, because that way it would have gotten all the point defense down, but he just goes ahead and cuts into the base and hits those spring traps, which could have been avoided with a surgical. He's got a nice spread on the heal spells, and he brought 3 of them, some CC hogs coming from the back end. Ended up hitting that bomb, but being okay because he's going to swing those back into the heal spell and go ahead and to the top and get that last couple defensive structures down, and then it's just clean up from there. The king's going at it from the bottom, getting it done. So that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and speed it up, and the last structures come down for the 3-star. So nice job on the 3-star there. We've been trying to get our Town Hall 8 guys to get more into the guaranteed 3-star strategies like hogs and Goho and other things like that, but it's been nice to see them pulling them out. So that was the first one for the war, and then we got another one. DJ, he was able to do the exact same thing, just a straight up hog. They didn't really have any double giant bomb spots on their bases, so when you see there's not a spot for a double giant bomb, or not an obvious one, or just not, or one you can surgical around it, then you might as well go for it. So he does the same thing. He lures out the clan castle, but he got that double giant, the giant bomb location that he was able to pull. That was nice. There's obviously a spot there. He was going to probe that, and it turned out to be a bomb, and so he was able to get rid of it. So that was very nice. So he drops a couple barbarians, kind of gets those out of the way, and once they are fully pulled out to the corner, he drops a couple wizards and the poison. That's going to be able to get both the dragon and the loon down, and once those are down, he's going to go ahead and start his hogs. Forget which way he comes from, these hogs in, but he comes in the exact same way, because what he's thinking is that if I've already cleared a bomb there's not going to be another one, so let's go in that way, and that way I can get a little bit more done before I have to drop my first heal. So there he goes. He drops that heal down and gets into the base and goes ahead and just cuts it at it. So he drops his CC hogs, so a little bit top, and ends up being I think there's a bomb over there that they end up triggering, or maybe not. Nope, looking good. Yep, so they're coming in there. He's got one more heal left, which he goes ahead and drops there. Now that was a bit of an overlap. I would have liked to save that heal for a little bit farther down where that last clump of defenses is there, especially with that king banging on him. So, but it ended up being okay. He dropped his king for the cleanup, and those last defensive structures are going to go down. So there's no question that this is definitely going to be another 3-star. So once those buildings go down, we'll go ahead and check out the next raid. Just pretty well done. Just took that base pretty well out. So let's go ahead and look at the next raid. So this is the first Town Hall 9 3-star, and the Town Hall 9 3-star that we saw for the first one was Cuddles. He's one of our lower Town Hall 9s, but he's definitely got some pretty good troops. He's already got his golems to level 4, which is nice, and 10 heroes. So he's going in there doing the exact same thing. Going to draw up the clan castle, drop poison, wait for it to kill the loon. Nicely done there. And once that loon is down, he's going to go ahead and start the rest of his phase. He's going to do a Goho. So he's going to try to get in there and kill the queen. And after he's killed the queen, he's going to drop his hogs. So 2 golems go down. He's going for the Yeah, shattered. And he drops a bunch of wall breakers. No fails. That's nice. Able to get them in nice and deep. He didn't really need those wall breakers. He could have jumped it just fine, but it didn't end up hurting him either. So able to get in there, get the queen killed. Golems are going off to the right. I would have liked to have sent my hogs more from the back, but he doesn't. He sends them off. Let me get that slowed down so you can see what's going on. He sends them more from the middle. They end up coming over there and taking out that cannon and then swinging back for the X-bow while they're tracking on the right there. There's already been 2 bombs that he covered nicely with 1 heal. And the 3rd bomb is going to be right there, and that's going to go off. But it ends up missing the main clump of his hogs, and there's 1 bomb left, and I'm sure you can guess where it is by the pattern. You'll see it shortly as these hogs do some cleanup. So I'll go ahead and speed it up as that goes along. He just now put the Queen's Royal Cloak ability on, so that's definitely got to be advantageous in that sense that he was able to keep the queen up the whole time. So there's that last bomb. You can see it's a nice little pattern there, and that was very nicely played out with those heal spell drops, and just everything ended up turning out well. Little things that you could have done to make this a little more efficient, but then again, that nitpicking, this ended up in a 3-star. That's what we're looking for. So definitely great job to Cuddles. Town Hall, and then the King's Altar going down, and that's going to be the 3-star. So let's go ahead and check out the next 3-star. Alrighty, so this is Casey, and he's going to take out this base with a Goho as well. He's going to go ahead and check out this. So he's going to split up his troops there. He put a giant in front of the golem to keep that golem at full health. That's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought of that before, but I'll definitely be looking at bases to see if that's something I want to do. That was the reason he did that. Was I'll slow it down. The reason he did that was it was an open base, and so that the golem was going to go straight for the defense. A lot of point defense is targeted as well. Something interesting, he dropped a golem on this side. It was able to get out the air defense as well as the king on that side. So it was ended up being able to pretty much go ahead and take out 2 sections of the base, and he went ahead and just took the air from the top and went ahead and the Mickey Mouse rage pattern was very nice. I don't think he needed that heal. I don't think I would have brought in that heal there, because what that does is it heals up the hound and it never gives it a chance to pop. So if he hadn't brought, if he'd brought a 4th rage, or if he'd brought maybe a jump spell, or something else, just maybe even a lightning, I don't know, but just not that heal, then it would have been a lot better for him, or even just swagged it, because he really didn't need that heal at all, and it ended up costing him some, and as far as time goes. But he definitely bought some minions that was able to save the 3-star, and the quad Tesla got the town hall down without any help. That's the advantage. If you see a quad Tesla and you get loons and they're under rage, they will splash that town hall down 9 times out of 10. So that was nice to see that done. So pretty much everything is just being wrapped up now, so I'll go ahead and speed it up, and we'll get to the next 3-star. So I think that's the only 3-star we had. We had 3 Town Hall 9 3-stars, so the last one is going to be mine. And I was able to put a nice Govolo on their number 2 base. And this is pretty cool, because this is the first max Town Hall 9 that I've been able to crush. The walls weren't all the way upgraded, heroes weren't all the way upgraded, but everything else up there for sure. So I dropped the archer there, test for a Tesla, nothing popped, so I was okay. Went ahead and dropped the golem, knew it was going to path up and around to the cannon, but for some reason it retargets that archer tower, and I'm not sure why, but it ended up being okay, because my wizards are able to go ahead and just take out that king and then retarget and kind of clear some trash and then go for that archer tower. So as that's happening, I'm dropping some wizards at the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop another golem right there. And as that goes down, I'm dropping a minion. I know that's got some empty spot there. I create a really nice wide funnel. Both camps are down in either direction, so that's going to be no problem at all when I'm dropping my king. Once I drop that down, then there's going to be no question it's going to go into the middle. Drop the queen right away as well, and as the troops start to move in towards the middle, I drop my Valkyries, and then a rage and a poison as the CC is deployed. Poison goes down first, then the rage. Popped a skeleton too, which is kind of a nice bonus right into that poison. And then the Valkyries just go ahead and do their stuff. I think only 1 or 2 popped on the spring trap. That's always the worry when I bring Valkyries, because they're really nice troops, but you always worry about a spring trap. But they move quickly enough that if they're not stopped on a spring, they're usually going to let it go. So I went ahead and started in the air face, clumped up my balloons a little bit too much, and this hound never really got the to go ahead and pop, and that ended up almost costing me. And the way I deploy my loons also was not good either, because I clumped them all up on the one side. So they're going to go ahead and as the center troops, the core force, the kill squad in the court gets taken out, there's just the hounds and the loon left, and they ended up coming around the top and getting all the defensive buildings down. I had some wizards. When I had that elixir storage left, I was worried that it might not happen, but it ended up being okay with that loon split there. It was a little more efficient than it could have been, especially right there as well. And then the hound come over, and I knew that it just needed one drop, and boom, it just barely happened, just enough time. So that was really nice to see that happen and get that 3-star. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you a fail that I did on their number 1 base. And now, if I had been thinking properly, listening to my clanmates, I don't know what you want to call it, but I would have tried to do this exact same way that Cuddles 3-starred their bottom base, their number 5, the bottom 10 on 9. But I ended up trying to just go ahead and take this out with the Golaloon, using 2 golems. And that ended up not being the way that I wanted to go about this, and you can see pretty clearly why that is in just a second here. The way that this base is set up, the funnel was nice, the jump was nice, the king and the queen are both going to take that because the funnel's so wide, but none of my wizards are going to go into the middle. They're all going to be killed, and the golems are going to be both swinging to the right. The king is escaping those loons, but then he jumps back right underneath that loon. The loon's able to get a couple of drops on him, and the point defense is going to take it out pretty quickly. So my tanks are now over to the right on the skin, and the queen is trying to take out the X-bow by herself, and that's just not going to be good for her. Once that's done, I failed to take out 2 air defense with 2 golems, and you guys all know what the end of this raid is going to be. Not 3 stars. Well, you already know what the end of the raid is going to be, 52% 1 star, but that's beside the point. So now watch this. I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, I've done a base before, like on a multiplayer base, where I've seen, and look at that, 1, 2, 3, and the sweeper. So my loon, my hound is already pretty damaged. It's almost done. I'm already sending my next hound in just a split second. They're under rage. Everything's looking good. But then I've got these 3 bombs coming up. The Seeking Air Mine and 2 splash bombs. And what ends up happening in literally 1 second was pretty heartbreaking. I didn't even see this. I didn't see this at all. It wasn't until my clanmate 3stack mentioned it to me that he told me, hey, you better check this out. There was pretty funny what happened to your hound. And I went ahead and watched the replay, and sure enough, it was pretty heartbreaking. So watch this. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. All my pups gone. That was pretty bad. So that was pretty much going to cost me the 3-star right there, if nothing else had, because once you get that hound down, it's just not going to be good. So I ended up doing that, and I had a hound left over. It just took forever on the hound drops. That was also bad. And those skeletons, I poisoned them, but it was just not going to happen. The way this guy had his base set up, it was pretty much just he was wanting you to go for air, but then he just did not let that happen the way he set up his traps. And even though his bows were on ground, didn't matter. He had a quad Tesla protecting his town hall and all those traps protecting the air defense. So I think the most important thing when you're scouting a base is to not necessarily look at, okay, I can do air on this base, but where are the bombs? Can I get this on hogs? Because a lot of times, or even just on a scout, this base had already been attacked once. I knew the skeletons were in the air. I should have just gone with hogs in this one because there wasn't really any double giant bomb spots. Definitely not on the main core of the base, and I could throw a couple of heals on the right side of the base and definitely be okay. So just a little bit better scouting, not necessarily thinking I got this, because a lot of times you just be like, you can just think that you have a good plan on the base and just kind of forget about what the plan is that you had in the first place. So it's always important to just slow down and really take a moment to pause to see if that's actually what you should be doing. So I definitely didn't do that on this base, and that's why I didn't get the 3-star. But definitely looking forward to this war that we're coming up. We got a nice war. Found a clan that's actually a feeder clan, but they've got some nice Town Hall 10s and some Town Hall 9s. They're not rushed at all. A couple of the bottom ones are, but that's to be expected. Not necessarily rushed, but just early. And then some Town Hall 8s as well. So I'll be bringing in another war recap after this war wraps up. It's going to start in 5 hours, as you can see. So once this goes... once this war is wrapped up, or even during it, I'll make another video about these attacks as well. So I'm going to be explaining. Oh, you know what? I didn't think I showed you the. Yeah, I did. Never mind. Yeah. So, anyways, I think what I'm going to be doing next is to be showing you guys more of the of the kind of the strategies behind things, explain why you would go cold-blooded and why you would go shattered, what those mean, go ho, go Laloon, as well as just different types of strategies that you would take, how to farm for dark, those type of things. A lot of ideas that I've been having for the channel, so I'm going to be getting some more videos out to you sooner. I'm going to be trying to get about a couple videos a week, maybe 2 or 3, and that's going to be my goal. So I'm going to try to get a good schedule going and get those videos out there for you guys. So can't wait to hear from you if you like this video or not. Definitely let me know by your like or dislike of this, as well as go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe because that really helps me out. Anyways, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Until then, keep on clashing.